I'm Steve Shank with the event maximizing system, EventMax. The reason we developed the system was out of frustration from being exhibitors at events where it seemed like we never were able to talk to enough of the people attending, and we always left at the end of the show feeling like we left a tremendous amount of the opportunity unharvested. The purpose we all have as exhibitors is to build the largest new database of business relationships, clients or customers, as possible from the attendees to the event. We need to get our full message across and complete as many sales, clients, or relationships as possible, or continue to follow up until they are created. The stresses that we all seem to feel as exhibitors are pretty obvious. We hope for good attendance at the show. We hope for good booth location and display placement. We hope for good traffic of interested attendees. If you think about it, we have several sales that we have to make on the fly dealing with attendees. The first sale, on which many of us spend thousands of dollars, is an attractive enough display to draw people to our booth. The second sale is to have an effective enough elevator pitch, a quick, concise presentation, to sell the visitor on receiving our full presentation. We need to do that presentation right then in the booth or set a time for later. You're faced with a problem at that point. Here's the rule. The more you do, the less you get done. Simply, the more time you take in talking to a visitor, the fewer visitors you're able to talk to. The problem that faces exhibitors is what I refer to as the drinking from the fire hose overload. The poor visitor to your booth has already been hit with several elevator pitches, his brain is spinning, and he can only halfway listen to you, and before he gets done, he'll have heard several more elevator pitches, by which time he'll probably have forgotten pretty much everything you said. Here's another issue that's always frustrating. No matter how enjoyable your conversation may be with a visitor, there's always that twisted feeling in your gut as you see people walking past your booth with no contact. Here's something to think about. You may be an exhibitor at an event with 15,000 attendees. But what was your real attendance, for which you spent your time and money on the event? If there were 15,000 attendees at a 3-day event, and your team was able to talk to 10% of them, your real attendance for the event was actually 1,500 attendees. So as far as you're concerned, the other 13,500 people attending the event might just as well not have shown up at all. Just for kicks, let's break that down. If you had 4 reps in your booth, they would need to talk to 41 people per hour in the 12-hour day, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., which means they could only spend 6 minutes with each person. That also means that every hour your people spent talking to 41 people, 369 people walk past your booth with no contact. So the stress we all feel is, how can we get enough said to enough people to collect enough contact database to convert enough to make the event worth enough for the time and money you spent to exhibit. So at the end of the event, we always ended up with that sinking feeling that whatever we've got is pretty much all we're going to get. And we're not going to get a shot at the 13,500 attendees that walked past us. They say that when Sam Colt invented the .45 caliber 6-shooter, it was the great equalizer, because no matter whether you were a big guy or just a little guy, you had the same power. They used to say that God created man and Sam Colt made them equal. Well, the event maximizing system is literally the great equalizer for event exhibition. All of those stresses and frustrations are eliminated, and you literally supersize and maximize your event experience beyond what any of us have ever imagined before. Here's what happens. What if the instant the attendees step onto the event property, your message is sent to their cell phones? Later, when they use their phone, your message will appear. Instead of your message being limited to the days of the show, your message continues for 30 days after the event and is also synchronized to appear in all their other devices. So you see, the value of the time you spent, along with the cost of your booth, just got multiplied by 10 times, along with what you really got for your time and money. But whatever program you choose, once your relationship has been established with EventMax, your ROI in this event and future events will be extremely maximized.